Hello, happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to the Amateur Football YouTube channel with myself, Tobrise, the best centre back in the world. Yes, I've said it. Let me say it again: the best centre back you'll ever see at grassroots football. So I have two very special guests, and it's uh, it's a team that I've been following, I'd say, in the shadows, and this season they are in the Frank Blunstone Cup final that the amateur footballer is sponsoring, and also the Marcus Lipton final as well. So hey, chance for silverware. Lewis and Elliot, how are you guys doing?
Not too bad, thank you very much. How are you?
Good. Great stuff. So actually, let's kind of start with you, Lewis. I mean, could you kind of tell us like, just a little bit about yourself?
So I've been playing football basically all my life. There's like a few kind of professional clubs, but not really like on trial when I was younger. Made the move when obviously I decided to go to university, so I just can't to uni, but been playing Sunday League all my life. Joined Swag for the past 2 years. Been pretty fun. Hopefully get some silver medals next 2 weeks.
Yeah, cool. And in the semi-final against Wimbledon Town, what I noticed about you is that you are constantly running, and you are constantly being a nuisance to anyone around you. And is that something in your DNA? Is it something that you kind of learned? Like, where do you kind of get that kind of natural work rate from?
No, I think it came from, I guess, watching when I was younger. Like I always liked Rooney and Thierry Henry, Van story. People who were just a bit of like more of a bad boy on the pitch, and I like to be a bit of a terror. Like to run my mouth, like to run, score goals. That's just what I like to do playing football.
I can vouch for that, to breathe. Myself and Louis went to school together, so like secondary school that is. So we've known each other since we were like 11, and always like very much a goal threat and a technically gifted player on the pitch. But this guy runs his mouth all the time. So Graham loves Louis.
And Mark has come on and said like he didn't keep quiet either, which is true, because I think you got sin binder as well, right?
End of the first half.
Oh no, brilliant. And to you, Elliot.
Myself and Louis are both from South London. Like he's more Dulwich, I'm more Brixton. But played Sunday League football in my youth, like starting in Brixton across South London quite a lot, and had a brief spell with Brentford when I was like 14. But other than that, played for kind of all right standard teams around the area. Some teams at Dulwich, played for Carshalton for a little bit of Saturday football the last few years. I went to university as well, so I was at Portsmouth, and the quality was pretty high there. And then I've been playing on and off for Swag, but mainly on for Swag since I turned 18. So I'm 23. We're both 23 now. So yeah.
And what position do you play, Elliot?
I'm a centre back, so I might have to disagree with the intro of the best centre back in the world.
I was going to talk about him. About him on the intro.
Oh dear. But I mean, again, hey, like we were just talking briefly off air in terms of just defending, and I literally love defenders that just love defending, that love to, not just a head and kick, but can also start play, and that's kind of something that Swag do really, really, really well. So big shout out to actually Swag, and and again, anyone that's kind of watching, please like, subscribe, and again, any kind of questions that you guys want to ask these guys, please feel free to put it in the comment box below. But today, on this show, we are talking about Swag. Again, double cup final. What do you call it? Like you guys are in two cup finals. But before we even talk about that, can like someone talk to me briefly about your history?
Yeah. So, as I said before, like the last 5 years, I've been playing for Swag. We both went to a school in Dulwich called Charter, but Swag actually stands for Southwest Alumni of Graveney, in which the majority of players, maybe not necessarily now, but definitely the first core players when the team was originally made were members who went to a Graveney school, which is like Streatham, Balham area. And when I originally joined, I found it through like a Gumtree advert. And at that point, there were two Swag teams. There was an A and a B team, both actually of relatively similar quality, in which quite a few of the players are still here now as kind of a merger happened. But yeah, merger was 3 seasons ago, something like that. And since I've been at Swag, they've always been in the top division of this Southern Sundays league. And the B team previously were, I think, a few leagues lower, but albeit quite similar quality. And I know within this Southern Sunday league system, like you can still get like good quality teams lower down the divisions at times.
Okay, cool. And actually, I'm having two teams. How like difficult was it in terms of managing those two teams? And I don't know if you guys had kind of any experience with the other players, and was there kind of any kind of I see kind of undercurrent jealousy coming from the B's to the A's, and how did kind of that communication work?
I don't think so. From what I can recall, to be fair, like as I said, the quality was relatively similar, but it was a very much a friendly basis. Like we've never had a manager. We've always just been like a group of guys who get on well together, and like whoever is the captain and vice captain kind of take charge. So we don't train anymore, but previously when I started, it would be like a weekly training session in which it was basically just like a 7-8 aside game between the A's and the B's sort of thing. And don't do that anymore. But yeah, obviously since the merger, retained most of the players. In particularly last season, got a fair new people in as well. So no, to answer your question, I don't really think there was much like jealousy or envy in regards to like the hierarchy on paper of teams. So no.
Okay, cool. All right, well let's kind of move on to the Frank Flintstone Cup and Louis. Again, I kind of mentioned it before that you for me was one of the standout players, even though I don't think you scored against Wimbledon Town. But again, your kind of hustle and bustle really kind of made it difficult for them. Against Lazio, have you kind of played Lazio before?
I've never played them, and I can't even find them on YouTube because their name's too close to Lazio. So I can't even see how they play. But knowing me, I'll chase them down, run them out, and hopefully score a couple goals.
Okay, and okay, so, all right. So this is probably even quite a hard question, but I don't know if Elliot could actually answer. Have like you played Lazio before?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay, so what I kind of know about Lazio, that they're a big, strong, physical team. They kind of do have a few sprinkles of goal dust as well, and again, getting to a final means that they've actually earned their place, and they've kind of scored goals and they've defended well. Where do you think? And actually, I'm going to go to you, Lewis. I mean, where do you think Swag's strongest area on the pitch is, just in general?
You know what? I wouldn't even say we have a specific area that's the best. It's more just the process. When we have the ball, we move it well, we get into the right areas and just put it through. I think a lot of teams kind of turn over possession quite quickly in this season. When we get possession, we don't turn it around, and if we do, it's from creating a chance, trying to like set someone through. So I think it's just the spine generally, like the middle, if anything, the middle of the team where they pick out from one side, spray out to the other. I think just like generally down the middle of the pitch, 2 centre backs, 2 centre mids. They're kind of our strongest point, I think.
Cool.
And then him at the top as well. He wanted to say it, but then he didn't.
I couldn't. What do I do? I'm just waiting on the last man. I'm saying like, yeah. I think the centre backs and the centre mids keep our team ticking.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
That's our strong point there.
I mean, again, I don't want to give too much away because again, I mean, again, I don't know who's actually watching, but how like you guys play with a kind of air of confidence and swagger. it's even seeing you guys play against Wimbledon Town, and the elements were not great. It was just chucking it down in the wind, but you guys didn't really move away from the kind of possession game that you guys were playing throughout the whole game. I mean, getting to like Elliot, is this something that you guys talk about, before a game? Because you guys say that you guys don't train. So how like do you get that cohesion?
Generally, the majority of our players have played with each other for quite a while, and I think the individual quality per player is a pretty high standard. So regardless of the elements or the surface, we always like to think that we can kind of work our way through teams if we play well enough. And of course, there are mistakes at times and sometimes things that come off. So occasionally for a few minutes, you might revert to long balls here and there, but like we're pretty consistent in staying with trying to kind of work through the thirds and breaking the lines. And as Louis said, we have quite a big depth across the squad, not just in the first team this season, in the first 11 this season, which is something that potentially we've struggled with for the last few seasons. So as you know, with Sunday football at times, people just have lives, and there might be a couple of Sundays where certain people aren't available, and we've got a good depth of people to come in who are also capable of kind of playing the same style of football. So I think how well we've been playing this season as well has kind of like reinforced the attendance, but also kind of reinforced our style of play. Maybe if results were going a completely different way, we might have changed our points and this and that, but we've had a pretty good season.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. Were like you guys top of the league or second when like we had to close for lockdown?
I don't even know.
We hadn't lost in the league. I think we played 5 or 6, in which it was kind of like one half, drew half sort of thing. I think due to like games played, we weren't first because I think like maybe 2 teams had played 2 more games than us or something like that. But we hadn't lost in the league, and the only game we've lost this season was against Milan ATs in the first round of the London Challenge Cup, which was a very tight game. And I think from all of us, like from our team, we had 1 or 2 people missing, but we thought afterwards that like on another day we could have had a very competitive game and potentially could have won that one. So
yeah. And again, I just want to say Milan Beatty's actually got to the final, so again it's again
it's an interesting one to look at in like retrospect. When like you keep looking at them get through each round, you just think, would we have been able to compete with the team they played? But kudos to them. Like obviously they went on to only lose by a small margin in the final to like what looked like a pretty strong side in Grand Athletic. So maybe next year a little extra run, maybe a little bit more fortunate in the first round, because the last 2 years we've had them, and the year before we had SC Dons and we got spun.
Oh dear. And actually to Louis, I mean, what's like been your hardest game so far in the Frank Bludston Cup, and why?
I have to think back to which games it was. No, do you know what? Actually, I remember which one it was. I think it was against Wheat Sheaf, wasn't it? The team in Burgundy.
Was that before
when they came back? Where it was like when they came back in the last 5 minutes.
I know the one you're talking about. I don't know about Louis, but for me personally, because obviously it's only been cup games since the league kind of got called off, I personally just go and play the games and forget about what cup we're playing in. So there might be a bit of confusion whether this is the right cup, like the cup running we're talking about. So yeah, apologies for that.
No, it's not a problem, because
I'll find it.
Listen, it's because you like guys are winning every single round, innit? So everything just merges into one. Like, okay, what's the next game? We're gonna play that. We like win that. So again, probably not until you like probably get to a semi-final and think, oh wow, like we're in the semi-final of both cups. Wow, like that's a a kind of decent achievement.
No,
But hey,
I think as well, like there are so many teams in this league system that like even when you get to a final, you play a team like Lazio that I don't think we've played them before. So like every week you don't know the quality you're going to come up against. So
yeah,
I don't even think that our kind of like outlook is kind of a cocky, arrogant outlook. We just go and just think that we never know what the quality is going to be like of the opposition. But if we play our football, regardless of who we play, we think we can compete pretty well.
all of that. And Mark has literally put in like a bit of an ad. Anyone coming to the cup final, purchase your tickets in advance, pay £5 at the gate, concessions £3. I know he just after money, Mr. Mark. Oh, brilliant. But let's kind of move on to. I mean, I guess it's the big one. Marcus Lipton Cup final against Sporting Continental, sponsored by Magpie Recruitment. I'm guessing you guys have played Sporting Continental before.
Yeah. We played them in. I do know now. We played them in I think the first round of the Frank Winston Cup. So yeah, early this season, won 4-1. I think 4-1 in that game, and then they had a sending off after 43 minutes or so, which I think at that point it was 1-0. So yeah, you never know. They're a good quality side. We know a couple of them who used to play for our team, and I guess from playing them already this season, and they've got foreign cup competition, so occasionally they're on the pitch beside us, etc. We have been able to have a little watch and know a few things from a couple of players.
Yeah. And Louis, have like you played Sporting Continental before, and have you seen any of the content? And again, what do you think about their like setup?
I like playing them because they give a little bit of lip as well. They give a little bit of a fight as well. They ain't just roll over. And yeah, I watched a few of their YouTube videos, and they got a good setup going. I love watching this Sunday League Me, so I'm watching every single side that there is. I'm watching Barnet Sunday League, everything. So yeah, their content's good, but I think
Louis in the centre back. I think Jupp used to play for us, and I think the other one, Bruno. He's Louis gets in his ears. So.
I like to have a bit of a argument with the centre back, and then also be nice. So that good cop, bad cop, basically.
Yeah.
That's how I play.
Yeah, and
be nice to one to the other.
And since you know Sporting Continental pretty well, I mean, again, where do you think their strengths lie without giving away too much of your tactics?
They got good individual talent. I think they got good individual talent all over the field. I think they've got a couple good wingers, and then there's their centre backs decent, and they got a good striker. So they got some good players in there, and they're quietly confident, I think.
I think from what we've played against them, like their striker dash. Oh, Louis, give me one second.
Their striker, and there was a left back. I think he scored a goal against us. It wasn't the best goal, but he bobbled a bit, but he was playing well in that match. So I think it's good, but in general, I think it'll be a good battle because we like to keep our shape. We like to kind of hit teams on the counter and pick up the ball in spaces. And I think in general, when I've been watching they like a bit more of a scrappy game, a bit more of a basketball, to and from. So I think we can slow down the game a bit, and then when they try and hit us, hit them on the counter attack and try not to play into that game, getting too scrappy. Then I think the game will go well for us.
Yeah, I mean, what I know about Sporting Continental, I saw, I think their Junior Cup final last season, and exactly what you said, Louis. They've got some very good individual players. Of course, Matridge, Dan are dangerous. They've been scoring goals for fun. Midfield's very, very strong, athletic, fit, and they have he plays either left or right. I think his name is Ben. I don't want to talk too much, but I mean, again, he's like pretty dangerous, and of course, they have the two centre backs that literally, again, they rarely miss a game. So like they've got good. They can literally know each other's games, and they literally play really well together. And Elliot, as a
here, what Roman did to that centre back.
sorry,
Can we just insert the clip here? What Roman did to the centre back.
Yeah, one of our forwards in the last game, I think the guy who commentated over the commentary for Sporting Continental, like held his hands up and said their centre back got absolutely ripped. Where like our striker kind of flicked it over one of their guys' heads and had a shot. Well, I think the keeper saved it, but like, yeah, it was rude. But Louis, like insert the clip.
You know what? Please, like DM me that clip. I'll be happy to put that on the amateur football platform.
Yeah, I think Sporting Continental have it, but we'll be able to grab it or something.
Cool.
And then obviously I had to run really quickly, but to answer your question about like the players we're aware of, like you said, like Dan used to play for us, very solid striker, great finisher. Ben used to play for us as well, like really tricky winger. Dup used to play for us. Drage used to play for us as well. So yeah, we're aware of their threats.
And Elliot, as a kind of centre back, how important is it to literally play with your partner week in, week out?
I think it is very important. Admittedly, we've actually chopped and changed for whatever reasons at points this season. At centre back, I've had a couple of injuries, but mainly in the periods that we weren't playing due to COVID. But yeah, we've kind of had maybe 3 or 4 of us generally who have been in and out at centre back. Or kind of the players who will jump into centre back can also play at full back. For example, like Justin, one of our centre backs, also can play at full back or midfield. Ricky, one of our centre backs, can also play left back, and Jude, another one of our centre backs, can also play up front. So yeah, we can mix it up.
Amazing. And again, I don't know if you can remember any of the games in Marcus Lipton, but again, it's the same question. What's like been the most difficult game that you guys have played?
Admittedly, it's probably the same.
That Weeksy game. It's the Weeksy game. When we were winning for the whole game, we were literally dominating the whole game. I couldn't score, so I was pissed. And we were winning like 3-0. And then in the last like 5 minutes, they scored like 3 goals, and it went to extra time. And we were still battering them, but we couldn't score, and it went to penalties.
Okay.
I think that one, like we've generally gone up in most of the games we've played this season. I guess the fact that we've only lost the one being to Beatties, like I don't think other than that we've gone down. Like we've conceded first this season. So at that point, 3-0, and we also played Albion and we were 3-0 up as well. And that was a game that they managed to come back in 2 games. We won on pens, but with all due respect, probably shouldn't have gone to pens with how the game was, and individual errors and persistence from the other team kind of led to extra time and penalties, which I think we've learned from those, and we are obviously happy that we're through. We probably deserve to be through on paper, but like you got to thank your goalkeeper and your people who step up to take your pens and dispatch them. When it gets down to pens, because anything can happen at that point.
Yeah, 100%. And Louis, you kind of spoke about being 3 goals up but not scoring, and I could see there was a little bit of a kind of wicked tone in your voice because, like it sounds like you love scoring goals. How has being a striker changed throughout? I'd say not only at grassroots level but also at the elite level. Of course, from the Defoes to the Drogbas to the Cristiano Ronaldos now. Like, how have you seen it change, and literally how have you adapted that into your game?
I think now there's a lot of ever since Pep brought in that system where he played the false 9 and it was Klopp, I think it was, and he played the false 9 and there wasn't really a striker. I think ever since that came in, strikers, you can play 2 strikers, have one as a cam and then join. There's a lot of movement and fluidity, a lot of tactics now in football, and that's been implemented into Sunday League, because I've even seen teams on Sunday League even with us, we have a press, we have a trigger, and we go. And you see a lot of teams like they have different signals. Maybe someone gets the ball, someone joins the attack. So I think it's become a lot more fluid with it. You know, a lot of the time, maybe when we were younger, it was like striker, you're going to get the ball over in the channels across the box. You just stay in the box and score. Stay on it. You know, I play on the last man, yeah, but you know, there's a lot of strikers now who come a bit deeper. You know, like Harry Kane comes a bit deeper, then comes on edge of the box, running and stuff. So yeah, I think it's changed a lot, but I think it's actually opened the door for more people to be a striker because you don't now have to either be, you know, really strong and tall. But you can have really small players. Even you see Insigne at the World at the Euros. He's a prime example. Small player, but still can get around, you know, up top. So yeah, I think it's developed, but I think it's made being a striker a lot more open to range of different players.
Cool. And let's talk about Sunday League football in general, and also the Southern Sunday. And with the Southern Sunday, that I believe that there's over 100 teams that I've registered. I think it's 110. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Again, how important is it to have a league like this champion grassroots football in London?
I think it's very important, and I think I saw Graham comment earlier, so he's probably in the discussion now. But Graham does an excellent job with running this league system and has done for a while. Obviously, like balancing running it and also being the referee as well. So yeah, like playing in the leagues, this league, whatever, over the last 5 seasons, I guess with me, I think the quality of this top division has improved. And again, like we mentioned a little bit off camera and early stages of this call, like Sunday football has that like stigma of being like get kicked, get injured, terrible pitches, etc. And I think with the majority of pitches we play on are a solid standard, and the majority, like a fair few of the teams in our league, are obviously a solid standard as well. But you know, you can draw teams in leagues below who are giving you incredibly competitive games. Like in particular, like we're playing Lazio. We've had that difficult game against Wheatsheaf. Sporting are in the league below us, and after next season as well, because of, you know, like COVID and the not going up and down. We played South City as well, which was actually quite a competitive game, and I know 1 or 2 of those players from elsewhere, so they're a young team with like a lot of potential. But yeah, I think this league system is really good, and South London in particular is, like, obviously people know, is a massive hotbed of talent, and it's not just for like the young people coming through in academy level, but like, you know, these academy level players potentially drop out and play like Saturday standard football a lot of the time, whether that's like your Isthmian leagues, your National League South, whatever. And I think a lot of Sunday league teams actually have players who play at that level. Like we played Hatcham in a pre-season friendly a few weeks ago, and I think they have a few. Grand Athletic, I know, have a few. So yeah, I think the quality of football in South London is pretty high, and as that quality is increasing, that also drips down into the Sunday league improving as well.
Sure. And Louis would love to get your opinion about this as well.
Yeah, I think Sunday league's always been a big thing. You know, when we were growing up, if you didn't play for an academy, or even if you did play for an academy, you just wanted to play as much football as possible. So Sunday league's been a big part of, you know, me and Elliot, so all of our lives. But since we know football, so yeah, Graham does a great job of sorting out the teams, and you know, we always have refs, always have pitches, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed playing in the league. I think Sunday league in general is becoming so big now that I think, you know, again, opening up for a lot more people to get into football, a lot more talent. You're seeing people like rising ballers who, you know, they have connections with proper first team and academy football. There's loads of teams. I saw rising ballers lose to a team called Takers, I think they were, and I was like, I've never seen this team, and they turned them over. So there's so much talent in Sunday league. You know, even sometimes you think Sunday league, is there a difference now between Sunday and Saturdays? Because, you know, back in the day it was always Saturday, played on Saturdays, you're better. But now you've got people from Saturdays playing on Sunday, people on Sundays. Everyone just wants to play as much as possible because, you know, that's just how you get yourself better.
So true. And talking about Graham, I think Graham sleeps in his referee kit. Actually, you know, honestly, literally, I don't know any other person that's so passionate about grassroots of Sunday League football than Graham. He like is just a walking encyclopedia. It's absolutely crazy.
Look at that, another fact right there. 3,000 players every week.
Yeah, good to see so many high participation levels, over 3,000 players every week. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like it's, and you know, and again, there's the kind of whole competition side of it, yes, but you know, but again, it's kind of getting people out just playing football, especially after these kind of difficult times that you know we've like faced as a nation, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I'd kind of love to get your guys' opinion about social media and literally how Sunday League football has now kind of say embraced it. I mean, what's your take on like the whole thing?
I mean, as Louis kind of mentioned earlier, he watches some YouTube-based Sunday League football, and yeah, I do as well. So you're aware of the SE Dons, the Rising Ballers, teams like this who obviously post their content online, and I think that's kind of acted as a catalyst for a lot of people to kind of realise that there's an opportunity in that, whether that be to use that to get interest at a higher Saturday level, whether that be to just enjoy yourself and get people across the country or the nation watching, whatever, it makes an impact. And in potentially coincidentally, but like in this period of time, as we've just discussed, like the quality of Sunday League football has risen by a pretty solid level in that amount of time. So whether that's because of that or not, like I guess we'll never know, like specifically. But yeah, like with Swag, like we have an Instagram account. We don't have a Twitter page. We're not necessarily the most like avid social media users. But it kind of even goes down to the fact that like some teams will rock up in the full tracksuits before the game and stuff like that, and we don't have like necessarily a team tracksuit. Like people just come wearing whatever. You'll catch people coming wearing baggy jeans and Doc Martens, and people coming wearing and people coming wearing the slim Nike tracksuit bottoms or whatever it is. So I guess the whole image of like us, we don't necessarily follow the like social trend as much in particular, but I think it's a very positive thing how much social media has influenced Sunday League football, and how much Sunday League football has influenced social media as well.
And Louis, as a social media footballer connoisseur, I mean, again, would you love Swag to have their own YouTube channel? I mean, what's your dream?
You know what? I'm very particular about what Sunday League I watch, because I think the most important thing is either good commentary, a good camera angle, or I think those are the two. You know, if you have good commentary, then it doesn't matter about the camera angle. And if you've got a good camera angle, then it's fine to just be silent. I even watch some as just Sunday League. It's like I'm watching Sunday League just there. So yeah, I mean, I love just the way that Sunday League has kind of expanded over the last.
Oh, Louis, you know about them ones when like there's no commentary and it's just the like electronic music playing through the game?
Exactly, just the electronic music. I'm sure. I can't. There's a big YouTube. I think it's Beatties, and they don't know. Actually, now they do.
When we play Milan Beatties, their footage was like that. There was a commentary within the game.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see the variation. The sporting content, they do it quite well. You know, they got a bit of bounce in there. They had a good camera angle.
Their editing is very good.
Yeah, they got good editing.
Yeah. And actually, guys, I'm gonna put you right in the spot. So, what do you think about yours truly? Come on,
Tobrise. I like the way you do. Although I like the way you do your thing. Oh, you did tease us when you released that thing, and you were just talking about the game. I was like, I'm expecting to see my goals here, and you were just talking about the game. I was like, what?
So I know at that period of time as well, like I think there was a lot of content that you were putting out when you did the like overview of that semi-final, not the footage, just the overview. I think within that like 2 weeks, you had like quite a lot coming out. From what I see on social media, like you're very consistent. And I guess I don't necessarily know too much about you, but I don't know how you like squeeze all of this in if you have like other stuff going on as well. Like I'm sure it's pretty difficult to stay on top of it all. So no, from the outside looking in, you do a good job. So, but we'll chat to you after the call. No.
Yeah, definitely. And funny enough, I can always encourage teams to just kind of document their own journey, because I kind of, without going into it too much, I kind of look at this almost like an heirloom. And if you can, again, record certain things, record certain conversations in the next 10, 15 years, and when you kind of look back at it, it's, again, it's kind of not even just for promotion. It's just like, wow, like this was me, and I remember how I was feeling in this particular situation. So I always encourage teams even to record stuff on their phones. I know that you guys have a wicked photographer. I mean, again, like his photographs are absolutely wicked.
G-Well Photography.
Honestly,
photography,
absolutely amazing, absolutely. And honestly, I would just encourage you guys to literally buy a swag phone. Everyone chip in for a SIM card and a memory card, and just, even if you can't record the whole game, just like record conversations in the changing room, like record your halftime and your full-time team talks, because like those for me anyway, like those are the kind of key standout things when it kind of comes to coming together as a team and either winning, losing, like whatever the case may be. So that's what I'll just kind of tell like you guys.
I think at the same time though, like if you are to do that, you've got to have a unique selling point. Like, what do you have that's different from someone else that's already putting out their Sunday League content already? And not to say that we potentially don't have that, but like it's a question to consider before like spending money on equipment and like taking that step towards making that content.
Tobrise, I'd rather have a full swag tracksuit. A nice full swag tracksuit turn up. These things cost money, and money's a bit tight in these times.
Oh, I love that. And
the swag tracksuit with the fro, with the flat, with the little buns.
Yeah, a couple buns, maybe a bit flat.
Special
haircut for Sunday.
Louis will have 12 haircuts for the 2022 calendar.
Yeah. 2 a month.
So guys, contact details. So again, you guys have an IG account?
Yeah, swag. Follow swag.
Yeah.
Who's the shout outs going to? Follow Ruben Duncan. That's my brother, younger brother, professional footballer. He's a good young prospect, 18 years old. So have a look out for Ruben Duncan. Who else? Oh, I also just want to say, rest in peace to my friend Kia, who actually died a couple of weeks ago. It's very sad. So we'll all be playing for him on Sunday and on Thursday when we play. I just wanted to put that one out there because it was a big loss for me and all my friends.
And also as well, Louis, you kind of sent me the details of your photographer as well. So again, please kind of check this guy out. I see, Elliot, you was saying that he's being nominated for an award.
I think last year he was nominated for a London-based photography award. So it just shows that like his quality of photography is a very high standard, and like to have someone who is also like part of our friendship group as well, very much like a core member of our team as well, to come and commit their weekends to not necessarily play, but to come and take our pictures and do the photography is very much something we appreciate. So shout out, George.
No, amazing. Honestly, guys, thank you so much. Actually, I've got one more. It's not really a question because hey, like, let me take over for the next 2 minutes because I'm gonna make predictions. I'm gonna make predictions in both cups. So, all right. So in the Frank Blunstone, I think seeing both of you play, again, like you guys are really, really strong defensively, and I think with the experience and the know-how that you guys have, I believe that you will beat them. It's kind of not going to be not going to be like a whitewash score. Because again, they are a big physical team, and they will try and get in your faces. And again, as I said before, they like do have players that can definitely hurt you. But in terms of what I've seen from yourself, Louis, constantly running, and I believe you're number 7 as well. Like he's he's a steam train, and it's I think it's going to be one of those things where I believe if like you score first, I think you'll get a couple, but I think Lazio will kind of definitely come back. It's not going to be an easy game, but I'm going to say a swag win. Marcus Lipton.
What score?
Okay,
Put yourself out there. Come on.
Okay, I'm going to say 4-2.
I was thinking. Put that one there. 4-2.
But
how many is Louis getting?
I think
Hopefully one.
I think he'll actually get 1 assist plus a sin bin. How about that?
The second one's guaranteed.
But again, I believe it's kind of not going to be a 4-2 game, but it's I think Lazio are going to really they're going to make you will literally know that you've been in a final with them, if kind of that makes sense. Anyway, they are they are going to be one of those ones. And listen, Sporting Continental, so Hugo that does the commentary, again, a great player and a really, really good team. They are very difficult to beat, but you guys have beaten them in the Frank Blundstone. Seeing how you guys play on a neutral venue in a final, I think it's going to be a score draw, and I think it's going to go down to extra time. I can't say who's going to win it. Seriously, it's.
Can I just say as well? I was speaking to Juck the other day, and he said that he struggles with extra time. His legs have gone a bit. So if that happens, then I think Louis will poach and take advantage.
If I'm still alive by now, I'm going to blame COVID for the lack of fitness.
Well, actually, you know what? I think what it is, whoever's big players turn up on the day will win the game.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. Literally, I don't think it's going to be a surprise goal scorer. I kind of believe it's either going to be yourself, Louis, number 7. I don't know his name. Apologies. And I believe, of course, with kind of Juppy and Dan. With Drage and Dan. Whoever turns up, whoever big players turn up on that day, I believe will win. And again, it's a great final. It's a kind of it's 2 really, really good teams. And again, as you kind of said before, you guys have only lost in the cup to the finalists of the London Challenge Cup. So you guys are going to be very, very hard to beat. And I think everyone knows, Louis, as you know, that Sporting Continental start slow traditionally. So again, it's going to be a very interesting game, but I do believe it's going to be a score draw, extra time, 1 goal in it. I can't say who, and that's my God's honest truth.
That's fair.
Wow.
We'll see. We'll see in the next 2 weeks, and we'll have a little chat afterwards.
No, brilliant. Honestly, Louis, Elliot, thank you for joining me on this Friday, and again, wishing you guys health and luck on Sunday, and I'll be there as a sponsor, and again, I'm kind of looking at a very entertaining game. So thank you so much. And Graham has come in and said, looking forward to seeing all of you on Sunday as well. No doubt. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Louis, Elliot from Swag, Cup finalists in the Frank Blundstone and also the Marcus Lipton. My name is Tobrise, and yes, I'll say it again. Sorry, Elliot.
Hey, relax.
Sorry. You know what, Elliot? You know what? You've not seen me play. Come on. You know what? You listen. You haven't seen me. You haven't seen me play. But 100%. I am definitely the best grassroots player in the UK at centre back.
We'll leave it there. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
Yes, on the swag. Come on, boys.
Guys, thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and go and like and follow Swag as well. Honestly, they're a kind of good team with good morals as well. They actually play hard, but again, they are literally fair as well. So honestly, big shout outs to you guys. So thank you guys for coming in and yeah, guys, I will be seeing you guys later on. Thank you for tuning in.